Okay, well, I'm glad we talked about that. Podcast is canceled. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Netflix Explorers podcast. The podcast where we just punch these movies in the face so you don't have to. From the 1890 studios, my name is Dale.
I just had a cup full of this great Keurig from the 1890 Studios kitchen, and I'm ready to cast. I'm Adam.
And my name's Patrick. Welcome back to the region... Oh, wait. This is the NetX. Never mind.
My name is Julie, and I wipe butts for a living.
Today we're going over Black Butterfly, Sing Street, and The Nightmare Before Christmas. Please stick around.
I want some butts!
I want some butts! Yeah, you heard that voice at the end of the little intro there, and that is my wife, Julie. Julie, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you, Dale.
It is a delight to both look at you and hear what you have to say.
Well, thanks for having me, and thanks for the invite.
So you wipe butts for a living. Is that something you go to school for? Is that like a...
It is actually a 4-year degree.
Okay, nice.
To learn how to wipe butts.
Right? Okay. But realistically, you are just a emergency department nurse.
Correct.
It's very exciting. And podcaster, by default.
Yep. Add it to the resume.
Add it to the resume. You can. You can, actually. This is Adam, you have this on your LinkedIn, right? That you're a podcaster?
Yes.
Podcast first, professional American builder second.
Yes. All those things.
Yeah.
And many more, but, you know.
Yeah, but that's your top two.
Right.
Patrick, thanks for being on the cast, man. Came here early, hung out here around the studio.
Hanging out on the patio of Truth?
Desire.
Desire,
yes.
Yeah.
So we're on the patio of Truth, kind of collecting our thoughts a little bit. And, guys, we got Black Butterfly, Sing Street, and Nightmare Before Christmas. Kind of keep going on a Christmas theme for December here. Sing Street was, I believe, promoted by our friend John, who was here last week.
Shout out to John.
Shout out to John. So
Hi, John Palick.
He actually an old friend of Julie's. That's how he's introduced to me and the cast. And
that was a great recommendation.
yeah, he did really well. I mean, that's I don't want to put any of these movies in their proper places, but he picked a good one.
Well, yeah, save it for the end.
I will save it for the end. But so what else is up, Adam? Is anything else up? Is there?
No, dude, just had a Thanksgiving dinner last night.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, it's December though.
Well, we're Russian.
Oh,
so
right.
we celebrate things like a month later for no reason.
Sure.
So that was good.
We also have our year, the 1 year anniversary of this podcast coming out. That's kind of a month and a half away.
It's a little unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
We've been dedicated.
Unbelievable.
We've actually done something for a whole year.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. So it's kind of exciting. So we kind of want to, I don't know, we got to plan what we're going to do for our 1 year. We're kind of throwing ideas around, but at the Netflix Explorers, we don't do a lot of, we can't hardly get Donna to make the correct movies for the, calendar events, right? Let alone plan something a month and a half away.
No, that's not in our nature.
But we will make something happen. It'll be a celebration, I think. So today we're going over Black Butterfly, Sing Street, and The Nightmare Before Christmas. First one up, let's do Black Butterfly, 2017 film. Outside a mountain town, grappled with a series of abductions and murders, Paul, Antonio Banderas, a reclusive writer, struggles to start what he hopes to be a career-saving screenplay. 6.1 IMDb. It's a thriller. It's 93 minutes long. It's wheelhouse for Patrick. Patrick, what did you think about this one before we roll the trailer? Just tell me what you think. Wheelhouse, was it just right there for you, or did it drag?
Wheelhouse?
Yeah.
Didn't matter. I would have been on board if this was a 200-minute movie.
Awesome. Let's roll the trailer, Adam.
All right, it's rolling.
Thank you. It's taking forever. Oh, dead air.
I have to admit, I'm in awe. I've never known a writer before.
Wow, don't be. I don't know any either.
So he's
I haven't written in a long time.
I like that actress. I don't know what is she from?
I looked her up.
I want to say Brink, but I know that's wrong.
Wow, that's a wow.
Lionsgate.
Lionsgate film. What do you do? I'm a writer.
Antonio Banderas, and this. I was trying to figure out who the other guy was the whole time.
Wilton Reyes.
Use it for the night.
Reyes.
Thanks for breakfast.
I noticed this door has to be reframed.
You don't have to fix anything.
The Prestige.
want you.
That chick's
Deal?
from The Prestige.
Who said you could read the script?
No,
Stories
she's
are
not Scarlett
good enough.
Johansson.
I can help you.
Oh no, she's the
Never
chick in the
had time to
beginning.
do all that.
I said it might take a little bit longer.
Well played.
And she's in Looper, Coyote
The woman
Ugly.
scream. You didn't hear it?
Coyote
You
Ugly.
always
That's
tend
what I was
to
thinking
imagine
of.
the worst.
Classic.
What is that?
Black butterfly. I had it done in prison.
You're expecting somebody?
Titular line.
Paul, not to
Listen, we're looking for this woman. By any chance you've seen her?
They're looking for you. aren't they?
And that's the
I ain't
dad
never
from
going
Fast
back.
and Furious 3. John
I just
Palick,
wanted to
little
show you
shout out there.
something. Sorry for the scare. Where you going, Paul? We had an agreement.
What about the woman scream? I ain't watching that, right? You break into my home, and I'm a prisoner in my own house.
Don't make me hurt you.
I've been calling you for days.
Right now.
Shot.
Are we finished playing games, Paul?
He's gonna kill us. No.
Okay. It's your fault the sheriff's dead. How does it feel to see a real murder?
I didn't kill anybody. You did.
You're finally starting to show some imagination! Let her go, Jack! You still don't get it, do you, Paul? I'm the one writing the story.
I have a better ending in mind.
Oh, nice. So that's Black Butterfly. Julie, you're first up on the list.
Oh, boy.
We watched this last night. You and I cuddling up, just a couple movie watchers, exploring Netflix.
Yep.
What do you think about this one? Did you like it?
I did
Let's
like
first
it.
of all, let's talk about Antonio Banderas.
Anthony.
Does he get you a little? You be honest. This is the podcast.
Honestly, I actually had to ask you how old he was. I thought he was pushing 65, 70.
Yeah.
Turns out he's what?
57.
Dang.
Dang.
So he's not aging well, Julia thinks.
I put this movie on the docket because, like, when I actually watched the trailer for this one, and when I saw Antonio Banderas, like, I'm a prisoner in my own house. I was like, ooh,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I want some of that.
I thought Antonio Banderas was good. However, I, for some reason, had a hard time understanding what he was saying.
You couldn't hear
I
either
couldn't
character.
hear
Well, any
anything.
characters.
I was saying, what? What are they saying? They're all mumbling. They're all low talkers.
Yeah, low basic talkers.
I was struggling.
You're a struggle bus for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, you asked about every other line. What did he say?
I did.
He said, prisoner in his own house, Julie.
Yeah, he's a little mumble. Blah, 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 blah,
Well,
blah.
you know, that is my native tongue. What is he, Spanish? Is he from?
He's a drunk.
Oh, okay. Again. My native tongue. So a little bit of audio was your problem, Julie. Didn't like that so much. Antonio
Yeah.
Banderas is a little older, not aging as well as you thought. So, I mean, what's going on, like, story-wise? Does this movie hold up for you or what?
Yeah, I thought it was very good. I was surprised, although I would say it was a little slow moving. I think the whole movie could have been done in about 45 minutes.
Okay. I think so, too.
But I was surprised, and I'm glad I watched it. It was good. I would, I'd watch it again.
Okay. Patrick, what about you, man? Black Butterfly.
Going off of what Julie said, how it could have been done in 45 minutes, I really was thinking the same thing. But at the same time, I was like, well, would there be so much suspense built up at
Right.
the end? And I was like, I was really struggling between it because I was I was getting on board.
You
and
want
then-
to justify the character
Yeah.
development. You want to justify how long it took Antonio Banderas' character to, like, build. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know. I think it kind of paid off in the end. I'm going to dance a little bit.
I would definitely say it
Okay.
paid off in the end. I really like the ending of this movie because it's got one of those, like, you first time watch it, then the second time watch it, it'd be a little bit different.
Double prestige.
Not on that level,
Right,
but
right.
it's got the very slight aspect of how the second watching of Prestige is different than the
Sure,
pillar, the pillar, if you
The
will.
Pillar.
You go in with a different perspective.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why. Yeah.
Adam, timeline. Does this movie drag for you? Or did it
Yeah, it does.
keep you around?
Well, I think you guys kind of nailed it. I was writing like, it's kind of all right. I'm a little bored. I'm a little bored right now. It was a little
Right.
slow, and I thought the pacing was kind of weird in the beginning because in the beginning the guy's like they're at a picnic, and the wife goes missing, He's like, "Where's my wife?" I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, no, exactly. I said the same thing.
That was within like 2 minutes.
And then, like, within another 2 minutes, like, it's just like Antonio establishing shots. Antonio Banderas driving through the countryside, listening to music.
Right.
It's light and airy now.
Right.
I thought that was a weird jump, like a weird transition. And but all in all, going through it, you're a little bored, you're a little frustrated, but I think the end is worth the juice is worth the squeeze, as we say,
as we do say
at the NetX.
No, you're right. I mean, that development between Antonio Banderas and there's another character, I don't know his name. What was his name? Not Jake or something like that. What was it?
Jack.
He's from
Lost.
Whatever the
Lost.
He's from the movie with it's a TV series on Netflix. He's like Henry VIII. Is it the Tudors?
The Crown? Is it The Crown?
No, it's
that
not.
You love so much?
No, it's not The Crown. I've actually watched this one.
No, but anyway, that development like took way too long, and it was very strange. Like it was very well, I mean, and we know why it maybe appears strange, like and how it. Once we get to the end, we kind of understand how that appears strange, but. Anyway, but beyond that, now this guy did. The director was one of the FBI agents we see in the trailer. And is the dad of
the director of the movie?
Is the director of the movie, and he's the
I
dad.
thought he
from
was the guy in the convenience store.
Oh, okay, that's who it is. My fault. Yeah, he's in the. He's the truck driver.
Podcast foul.
Fuck, bring it back. Five right friendly. No, he's the truck driver in the convenience store in the beginning. He's the director. And he's also in... he made a bunch of movies with Ethan Hawke, Mark Ruffalo, and Amanda Peet, What Doesn't Kill You. So he's been an actor a lot in the past, but now he's just starting to do these directing roles. And I think that bringing Antonio Banderas and all these kind of these players, and also he acts in the movies, this is pretty good. Was this a Netflix original or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it's just. I mean, I thought it was a pretty good film. It's got a little bit of plot hole, but as far as story wise, it's nice. I mean, continuation's kind of funny, and timeline is a little weird, but I thought for sure this was cool. Like a cool little film. I don't see a budget on here, Patrick, but I do see.
I didn't find it either. So
in your notes, Nicolas Cage set to star in
Stealing My Thunder.
Yeah, in 2012. What's going on with that, man?
Well, this movie came out in 2017, so it came out this year. But back in 2012, Nick Cage was slated to play Antonio Banderas' spot.
Okay.
But
I was going to say love interest, but that'd be a little...
Could have been. Could have been. He could have been the wife,
These
too.
days.
Yeah.
Ooh, topical.
he comes back to life. Nick Cage zombie as a former lover of Antonio Banderas.
Well, I mean,
It's writing
movie.
itself at this point.
That's a crazy movie.
Who's the guy in the flaming motorcycle? What's
Ghost
that?
Rider?
He's a Ghost Rider, so he could be back from the
Ghost Rider meets
Ghost Rider 2.
Ghost Rider meets
Zorro
Zorro.
returns. I like where your head's at.
That sounds
Adam.
good. We should make that. I don't know if I'd like this movie if Nick Cage was in it, though. Because I think what sold me on it was Antonio Banderas, like I said.
It almost puts him, even though, we're accepting of all accents, but he is like, that accent makes him more out of place. And in this movie, he's like a lone rider on his own in the middle of the woods. His accent makes even, like, he doesn't even talk like the people around him. So it even displaces him more, I think. I don't know, adds a little bit to the character.
I don't know, because a month ago at Thanksgiving dinner, I had this discussion with my family about, name a bad Nick Cage movie. And I sat around the table, nobody could name one. There's not a bad Nick Cage movie. So, I mean, him in this spot, I think would have upped this movie from a 6.1 to easily a 7.5.
And you know what? And I'm going to agree with you there, because Antonio Banderas' character, and Julie, as we watched this yesterday, he's kind of like aloof and like, what's going on? He wasn't like a badass. He was like beating up everybody, and he was like a tough guy. He was just a little writer, and confused and trying to sell his house. And and Nick Cage is perfect at being the guy who's like the wrong place at the wrong time, and now he's got to deal with it. You know what I mean? Nick Cage is good at like getting out of these situations, so it would kind of be good for him to be in this spot. Maybe. I don't know, Patrick. You disagree or what?
No, I can't remember the movie that we just did with him when he was in Nolans. What was that movie? Because if he played the character that was in that movie in Nolans, and he was in Colorado, the same guy, I think this movie would have been a point better.
Yeah, check out a couple podcasts ago.
What was that movie?
Doesn't matter. We'll
not
fix
Face Off.
The Agreement.
Not the agreement.
That's wrong.
The contract.
Was that the money one? The Vault or something like that?
No.
Oh, that was a good
We
one.
did do that one, though.
That was with Elijah Wood, right?
That
Yeah.
was so good.
That was good.
But anyway,
Nick Cage.
okay.
Actor
Well,
of the century.
I mean,
Nick
tell you
Cage.
what, Adam, you got anything more to add about this? I mean, Black Butterfly. Can we say? So can I say there's a twist coming? I mean, like that's something to keep you reeled in for.
There's a couple twists.
That's not revealing.
Okay, so I want to just tell people, we're talking about this character development that kind of drags in the beginning, and we're kind of like, but can we tell people just hang on for the end?
The slow build's there for a reason. It's only 93 minutes, so it's not crazy,
right?
And it's pretty solid.
Sure,
it's a pretty good twist at the end.
So you like it?
I really liked it. Yes.
Okay.
I liked the back and forth between Antonio Banderas and the other guy, and I thought that was cool how they did that and how they ended it was very interesting as well.
Right.
So
interesting dynamic there. Julie, what do you think about this one, man? I think I tell you what, we're gonna do rewatch and recommend. Julie, do you want to rewatch this one yourself, or will you recommend this one to anybody to watch, or is it a one and done? You tell me.
I would rewatch it.
Okay.
Just because the first time I was yelling at the TV because I was so frustrated.
You couldn't hear
with,
anybody. You couldn't understand them.
Yeah, the audio, the enunciation, but also some of the acting too. I was like, come on, you're playing like this damsel in distress, and he shot blah blah blah. Like that was frustrating for me.
Okay. Yeah. What you're referring to is Antonio Banderas, kind of like. You want him to be Zorro. You want him to step into the plate.
You want him to be,
but he's just kind of like a little
your knight in shining armor. But
wimpy.
he's kind of not pulling through, and it's kind of like, come on.
That's not good for your thoughts on Antonio Banderas. You want him to be a little more rugged and vigorous. Very vigorous, father.
I am sorry I let you down, Julio. It is me, Antonio Banderas, calling in to the Netflix Explorers.
Go ahead, Antonio. We got you on the line.
If you didn't like me in this movie, I do not care.
Watch Zorro.
I will not lose sleep.
Watch Zorro. Watch Mask of Zorro. Patrick, can you do a rewatch recommend for this one?
Rewatch, I think, is there, and I'm definitely going to recommend it.
Okay.
Just I think the second time through is going to be a little bit different than my first time.
Okay.
But I'm not going to go home right now and rewatch it. It's going to have to be like a time where I got like a brief 93 minutes I got to kill.
Right.
So when you're vacuuming.
You have like one
background
window.
movie?
Yeah, it could be a vac act. It could be a Bill's act. I think, yeah.
Nice.
It could definitely be in
Bill's act. Adam, rewatch recommend.
Recommend for sure. Maybe with closed captioning on, so you know what's going on.
Right.
But rewatch, it's pretty low for me. If anything, I'd probably rewatch just the ending. Just to like, oh, that was cool how that all happened.
Yeah.
But no, rewatch low, recommend high. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think the twist is the twist is a different kind of twist where it doesn't warrant or it doesn't affect the rewatch in my mind.
Right. I see what you're saying. No, I'm on board. I don't think I'm going to rewatch it super quick.
Mantle
dance. Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, what he said.
No, I think that it is rewatchable. I don't think I'm going to run out and watch it again today. But recommend. Yeah, I mean it's not a bad Netflix film. It's
6-1's low.
6-1's low. I don't think that's a poor place for it to be, just generally. But I mean that's what you're going to get. So it's a 6-1. I will agree with that. But it's not bad. The twist at the end pays off for the slow beginning. Julie, can you bring this one down the liquor store aisle at all? What can you compare this one to?
Maybe like an Arnold Palmer.
Okay.
With booze in it.
Well, yeah. Why is that? Why do you say that? Because it's sweet and
it's kind of
short and sweet?
Right.
Okay.
And there's a twist. The lemon twist. But it's sweet. Kind of go...
Dang it, Julie. You're a bred to be a Netflix explorer, I'm telling you. Patrick, bring us on the liquor store aisle, man.
So I gave this a Monster and an Everclear.
Oh, boy.
Because it's Monster that's trying to keep you up, and it's Everclear that's trying to put you down. So they're constantly battling back and forth, and at the end, you're not sure who's going to win.
The internal struggle.
Indeed.
And I don't want to tell you who won with me, so...
But at the end, you don't remember if you drank that whole drink. Adam, bring us on the liquor store aisle, man.
So at Russian Thanksgiving yesterday, My cousin brought this weird tequila. He's into tequila now.
You read my notes. Okay, go ahead.
Well, did you have this tequila? It was in a bottle shaped like a skull.
Oh,
and he's like, hey, you want to try some of the tequila? I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, we're about to eat turkey, but
pretty much any liquid that comes out of like a glass skull, you should go with.
Yeah, so I thought that was very fitting for this movie.
Okay,
it's just kind of I don't drink tequila a lot. I don't watch Antonio Banderas a lot, but when I do, it's usually pretty good. And this one was a very good blend. And I was really happy with it. And would I drink it again? Maybe in a long time. Right. But it was good for that moment.
I'm just gonna piggyback that, man. Besides the skull thing, I had tequila written down. Just like you said, is it good? Yeah, it's.
Well, what kind of tequila? Does yours have a worm in it?
No worm. This is a Cuervo, but it's the gold. It's not the. Like the silver,
just your standard Cuervo gold.
Yeah, it's just your gold. So it's like, yeah, is it good? I guess. Is it bad? No. Are you gonna have it tomorrow? Are you gonna go out and have more tomorrow?
It's better than Pepe Lopez.
Ooh,
I don't know about that. Pepe Lopez is a staple of the podcast. Well, anyway, guys, that's Black Butterfly. Good watch. Come back to it if you want to. Next one up, we got a 2016 film. It's called Sing Street. A boy growing up in Dublin during the 1980s escapes his strained family life by starting a band to impress the mysterious girl he likes. Roll the trailer.
Trailer's 2 minutes and 31 seconds.
Good lord.
A beautiful Dublin green.
This trailer's outside the wheelhouse.
I'll allow it.
And I really are under a lot of pressure at the moment.
We had a look at our accounts and...
We're taking you out of school. We're not taking you out of school. We're transferring you. You'll be new then. What's your name?
Connor Lawler.
Connor!
Why is the black shoe policy here, Mr. Lawler?
Are those broad shoes, Connor?
Not black.
Who knows what this new prison will do for you? This is your time.
Who's she? She's beautiful.
How come you're not in school?
I'm a model.
Cool.
Do you want to be in a video for my band?
So if you're in a band, sing me a song.
A beautiful Irish model.
Take on me. We need to form a band.
Incredible soundtrack.
Oh,
incredible.
You'd play every instrument known to mankind.
Probably.
Show 'em.
It's all about the girl, isn't it?
Once and begin
This
again.
homework.
School in the morning.
This is school. Rock and roll is a risk. You risk being ridiculed.
Jesus, what are you all wearing?
Yeah, we're just working that out. That's great fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
So they're all dressed up. They got makeup
He's
on.
got a boyfriend. Pulled off in his car, music blaring. What was he listening to? Genesis. No woman can truly love a man who listens to Phil Collins. So the guy with the car.
It's complicated.
As long as you're happy.
I love every week you get a different haircut.
I think she's just an amazing human being. Think big, Connor. End of term disco at the school hall. I say we ask if we can play there. It's our first gig. It's going to be amazing.
I'll try and come.
You have to come.
Not exactly the Beatles, is it?
I actually love this band.
Sing Street. Coming soon.
Sing Street 2016 blah, 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 8.0 IMDb is a comedy drama music 106 minutes. It grossed 3.2 mil. Now, as the trailer said, this was directed by John Carney, right? Is that the guy's name? Yes, John Carney, which I made fun of because I'm like, man, that's got to suck to have a last name as a festival terrorist, basically. But now this guy did Once with Glenn Hansard. Once is a great one. Great film. I think it's sitting in the stack of DVDs right behind me. Yes, DVD. That's how long I've had it. You remember that format? Anybody? DVD?
Yep. Right here.
It's old.
You have Sing Street on DVD?
No, I have Once. The movie Once. Another one also on Netflix, and we didn't watch it for the podcast, I don't think. It's called Begin Again with Mark Ruffalo and actually Adam Levine's in it, which we don't like Adam Levine, right, Julie?
No.
Apparently. But anyway, so this guy's big on the music scene. He's like the Once and Begin Again also is about music and has great audio and great soundtrack attached to it. Julie, I'm starting off with you. Sing Street. We watched it. What do you think about this one? I mean, I'll tell you what I thought later, but I remember looking over at you and you were pretty involved. What do you think?
Yeah, I had some waterworks going.
A little bit of waterworks. Huh?
Yeah,
Somebody's cutting the onions.
Huh? I thought it was so good. Great.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the evolution of the characters and the music that they listened to and how it influenced what they wore and how they acted and talked.
It puts you, I mean, that's kind of like a Stranger Things. We talk about the child actors. I mean, this is a bunch of kids in middle school, right? They're not driving. They're not of driving age. So they're kind of, I'd say under 16 for sure.
Right.
So anyway, I mean, to me, this brought me to a place. I mean, somebody who started and played in multiple bands. Of course, we know my brother S. Joel Norman, SJoelNorman.com. He's a huge musician. But, like, I've always grown up playing in bands, and to put myself in these kids' shoes, and you're starting a band, and you're making friends, and it's a friend of a friend, and how that develops, I just adored it. Did you think... like the child actors, did it kind of bring you to a certain place, or were you still watching it? Did it impact you, or was just the story overall good?
Well, I thought the story overall was very good, but it did bring me back to, middle school, high school, just kind of like,
romances,
the musician,
right?
like the girl always wants the guitarist. Oh, look at him up there singing. Oh,
right.
It kind of brought me back to that, and I don't know, it's just like a mystique of this unattainable musician.
Yeah.
But then
the backstory of these.
The backstory, and that makes it even better.
Right. Patrick, Sing Street. Now, tell me your tales about this one. As our resident Irishman, give me a little background on this.
All right, so I have a father, and my father has a brother.
My father has a brother.
My father has a brother.
He's my uncle, actually.
And so my uncle attended the same school, the Christian Brothers School.
No kidding.
For real.
The exact same school.
The same school, shot on location and everything.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm watching this movie, and I texted my dad. I was like, Dad, you ever hear of this school? He's like, oh, yeah, your uncle had to box a teacher there. And I go, what? He's like, yeah, he took his belt and hid it, and he had to go box a teacher. So when I read that text message, I had to call him up. I'm like, Dad, can you explain this a little bit more towards me? He's like, yeah, so your uncle walked in the classroom, and they had a belt that they would, like, beat the kids with, right? And so
of course.
He showed up to class a little bit before the teacher, found the belt, and hid it in the wall. So then they narrowed down who did it, and he goes, okay, we'll finish this up later. Meet me in the boxing ring. The teacher's saying this to my Uncle Bill. Meet me in the boxing ring.
What?
And he goes, yeah, that's okay. So he goes downstairs, goes to the boxing ring, blah, blah, blah. Comes home that same day. My dad was in Tipperary Elementary School, so he came home. And then that day, my dad was like, what happened to you? Because my uncle's a little bit older than him and everything. But he's like, yeah, I hid the belt. I was like, well, what did Grandma say? And he's like, oh, she was at work. I was like, what did Grandpa say? Oh, he was stateside. I was like, so Uncle Bill came home bloodied up.
Really?
And nobody said anything? He's like, oh, no, your great uncle said something. I was like, oh, what'd he say? You deserved it.
Nice.
So
no kidding.
Yeah, I was like, this is crazy. This is a crazy story.
Wow.
And so it kind of
when in the beginning of this film, the brother, you see right in the beginning, they're kind of going to, just to save some money, send this kid to another school. And they said, yeah, well, this is the school where the teachers beat up the kids. And so now we have a real life story.
Wow, that's really cool.
This is true.
Yeah, I was like calling him up. I was like, "This, you gotta be kidding me!" I was like, "Yeah, Dad, this seems like a real bad school." He's like, "Oh no! I called up your grandpa, his dad. It's like I don't want to go to this school. Could you take me stateside?" And so my dad avoided going to the Christian Brothers school because he pulled both of my uncle and my dad out of this school.
No kidding.
To go stateside.
Wow,
dude, this movie that changed your life. You could be Irish for real.
You could be Ireland. I could be up there in Ireland.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. Oh,
made your dad want to come here?
That's mad, brother.
I was telling him, I was like, well, what are you doing tonight? You want to come to the games? He's like, no.
Yeah, I don't want to relive those memories.
Probably not a bad idea.
That's really cool. I mean, it hits really close.
That's awesome. Really,
yeah, I know. I was cracking up because like when he was texting me back and forth, I was like, "This can't be. Stop making cinema rolls right now."
Is he a Netflix watcher? Can you send him this movie and I'll see if it's?
I told him to watch it.
He's like, "Oh, that's the gym." Yeah, I've been in that gym where they played that show at the gym. I was there.
No, well, my dad never attended this school. It was only my uncle.
Your uncle did. Okay.
Is your uncle still in Ireland?
No, uncle's in Florida right now.
Oh, we got to get him on the cast. We're going to make work of that.
Yep.
We could try. He works in computers, so I'm sure he knows how to...
He knows what Skype is? Perfect.
Is that computers?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Good point. Moving on.
Okay, so you got a little backstory, and then now how did that help the movie along? Did you enjoy the movie regardless of knowing that information, or did bringing it close to home add to it? Tell me what you thought of this one.
So the probably first 10% of the movie is kind of based around this school, which I didn't really know because until... that part I didn't talk to my dad, but then the next like 80% was not really to do with that school, but then that last 10% kind of had to do with it.
Sure, yeah.
I was like, oh, that kind of puts everything in perspective as to why the band acted as they did towards the end of the movie. So I was like, this is pretty good.
It adds a little weight to what they're doing. I mean, it said in the trailer like maybe they'll let us play. And you see how much influence the music has on these students. And then now with your story and then what they tell in the movie also is that the fact that they actually did play at this school is that much more epic because people are getting boxed by teachers if they do anything wrong.
I've been at the studios for a couple hours now, just holding this all in, trying to save it for the cast.
Oh, man.
That's a tough one to save for the cast, man. I'd be texting everybody like, my uncle was in this movie.
That's a great tale.
That's awesome, dude.
For sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
you could if your dad didn't want to go to that school,
I could still be there. Yeah,
you could still be there. And
luckily,
you'd be Skyping in, and you'd be having an Irish accent. Actually, that would have made maybe the show better.
I'll go get a Guinness. I'll be back.
Ad, I'm looking at you, man. Did you like this one?
I loved it, dude.
Loved it.
Loved it.
Loved it.
Now, I usually only say loved it when it's a really good one.
Sure.
But no, this. So we'll set it up a little bit more, give everyone a feel for what it is. So this kid, he's in a family. Parents don't have a lot of money. He's got an older brother, older sister. They've sent him to the school Patrick alluded to that with they beat the kids.
The Christian Brothers school.
Yeah. Called Sing Street, but it's spelled differently. It's spelled like
Sygen.
Yeah, whatever Gaelic spelling it is. But
it's like Singe.
Mahone. Yeah.
It's like Singe. It looks like Singe.
Right.
Street. Yeah.
So then he goes to the school. He meets a friend, and then he sees this beautiful woman, this beautiful girl, standing outside the school.
Yeah,
and
she's like on top of the world. She's bigger and better than everybody.
And earlier in the movie, I forgot to mention him and his brother were watching music videos, and they're talking about how great music videos are.
Right.
So he walks up to her, and he's like, "Oh, what do you do?" She's like, "I'm a model." He's like, "Well, my band, we might need you for a music video."
Right. Side note: 1 second before he said that, he never was in a band.
Yeah. Then after he's done talking to her, he's like, "Okay, I got to form a band." I think so. And hijinks ensue from there. But I guess there's so many good things to talk about in this movie. I guess the main goodness that I wanted to focus on was the just how he had his goals in mind.
Sure.
He never ceased to reach his goals.
Right.
They were always, his goal was always to get the girl.
Yeah.
No matter what. And the music was great. That was a cool thing to follow.
Sure.
But it was all about getting his I wrote down this movie, he ran life, he didn't let life run him.
Okay.
And that was kind of the message I got from the movie.
Sure.
How about you, Dale? What'd you think?
I will say it now. This is the best movie we watched for the NetX this year.
Ooh, I moved it in the top 5. I don't know about best.
I will put it at number 1 as far as... we'll talk about rewatch and recommend later, but this movie This is something I can return to again. This is a tale. Now, listen, we've talked for the last year. We've all been sitting around this stupid table.
You know when Dale snaps, it's serious.
I didn't snap. That was Julie picking me up. I didn't snap. I'm not a snapper. Listen, I'm an audiophile.
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever seen him snap.
I don't know how.
This maybe learn to snap.
Right? Yeah, I suddenly got the power to snap. No, this type of tale, and again, we've sat around this table, and I hate the awkward, and I hate the horror isn't my thing, and when I know the wife is cheating on the guy, and the guy is coming down the hallway, like I hate watching that. I hate the awkward. This there was a little bit of awkward in here, but I loved the dynamic between all the characters. The main character, again, I was in a bunch of bands in high school, middle school. I remember my mom loading up the minivan full of drums and stuff and bringing us to, play this show or go play in somebody's backyard or whatever. Like I did all this stuff, and I met all these great people that this main character did. And although I didn't start a band because of a girl, there was like that. The main character needs to achieve something at all costs, and his brother brings the dynamic between him and his older brother, who you can see it in the trailer. He's like giving him advice, and he's telling him how music affects people. And there's a really funny scene right in the beginning where he's trying to start his band. The night before, his brother was talking really in depth about Duran Duran, I believe it was, and like telling him about the main guitarist and whatever. The next day, the little brother's talking with another guitarist, and he's like, "Well, what kind of music do you like? Like, tell me about this." He's like, "Well, I really like Duran Duran." He's like, "Why?" "Well, I really like that John Taylor's really futuristic, and he's bringing a new, funk to the band, and he's changing this." And he takes what his brother, the bolstering from his brother, he takes on and excels at. And I have an older brother who has bolstered me in these certain ways, and for me a lot of this struck home, and then again, it's just a feel-good film, so on top of it you just feel great about it. So I loved it from beginning to end. I love the dynamic between him and his brother, the family struggle that like kind of drove him, or kind of was the
catalyst.
Yes, thank you. That was played out perfectly, and the dynamic with the girlfriend or the love interest, I should say, and how he moved towards her, and then the friends getting together and stuff like that. You just saw the kid. He's like, "I don't play an instrument, but I produced the band." And he said, he's like, "I just love this band."
So going off of what John said last week about how he couldn't really understand what was going on in the movie, I was able to pick up all of it, but what that redheaded kid was saying, because like he was so heavy Irish accent that it was even throwing me for a little bit of a loop. So I'd throw the captions on. I was like, well, it's obviously what he's saying now. Turn the captions off. Had him the rest of the movie. So it was a pretty good movie.
I figure listening to the podcast, Those Conspiracy Guys, another podcast on our Spreaker hosting site, they're all super Irish. We'll say super Irish. So like getting that accent and like using your T instead of your T and this, it's just tis. There's like no H used. So like that they had the same accent as that guy. Tough to figure out, but it was just all the characters were great. I mean,
and the development of the characters,
just the progression. I mean, this kid would learn about a new band or something. So every week after practice, he'd have the front of his hair was dyed blonde, and then he would just wear makeup to school because Duran Duran wore makeup for a music video. Like this kid was. I mean, I remember getting hey, this band always wore all black and tight. White belts. Boom, I bought a white belt. This was, 20 years ago. It's like, this is what, you identified with that. I don't know. It hit me super close to home, I think, just because of the story. But, Julie, do you have anything else to add for this one?
I do. Going off what you said about the music and how it influences people, I almost saw a relationship between this movie and one of your favorites.
What's that?
High Fidelity.
Oh, for sure.
because he picks albums and he relates it to real life. And then in this movie, the older brother would pick an album, throw it at, and be like, "No, this is."
That's good. Yeah, this is what you want.
Right. So that I was kind of like, oh, like, and it's true. It's crazy how music can really influence people. And I just thought, this is kind of like High Fidelity, and that's one of Dale's favorite movies.
Yes, it is. Nice throwback there, Julie. Yeah, top 5 for me, High Fidelity. Yeah, the way the brother, shows his the older brother shows the main character, like what this music means to him, and it, like, instills in the little brother like something much bigger than just notes and stuff like that. His brother shows him like how that music makes him feel, and not to, I don't know. It's much bigger than just music, But that's really cool, and that is very High Fidelity. They're just they're professional music appreciators, to use a line from the movie. But anyway, definitely awesome. I don't know. Is there anything else we want to get in on Sing Street? I mean, we got a great backstory from Patrick. We dove deep here. Julie, Adam, of course. Anything else to add besides freaking?
No, it was awesome. I mean, it was a little bit longer, 106 minutes, but it's outside the wheelhouse. But it did not. You got everything was in it, dude.
Sure.
Oh, family struggles and bonding and love and being when it's struggling. Heartbreak, love,
great
friends,
music,
humor. There's one really funny part in it with he's talking to his friends. They wanted to play at the dance at the end of term or whatever,
right?
And then he's like, "We can't play at the end of
a slow song."
Yeah, we have exams at that time.
Oh yeah,
he's like, we can't play there. We have exams. I gotta get into college. I gotta study. He's like, "Come on, man, let's play." Like, no, we're not doing it. We can't prepare. And then the guy, it's just a pause. He's like, "Will there be girls there?" He's like, "Yeah." Okay, we're playing.
Yeah. And there's a scene where they all get their tests, and they're in class, and they're flipping through the pages, looking at each other in the classroom, going like, I don't know anything what's going on here. But, Adam, I'm going to send it to you for rewatch or recommend, man. Tell me what you think.
Oh, dude. Couldn't be higher on the spectrum for both.
Okay.
I kind of want to watch it right now just to watch the songs. I was rewatching it while I was watching it to get to listen to those songs again, because they came up with some great songs for the movie.
Originals were great, and now these originals were Julie, we went through the credits at the end because any real movie respecter should watch all the way through the credits.
Right.
Because all those people did a lot of work. But Adam Levine wrote some of them, and which you hate. I'm sorry about that. But Glenn Hansard from the movie Once, he's a professional musician. He wrote a lot of these and performed a lot of these, like, studio wise. And so, like, again, you think like, oh, a kid, freaking grade school writing music, this is gonna suck. Dynamite soundtrack.
I don't think the movie is as good. I think it's a good movie, but it doesn't become an awesome movie without the great original.
With the music,
right?
Yeah,
and you get that Duran Duran and stuff, but like their own personal movies, personal songs are great.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then each song that they do is influenced by like a Duran Duran and Aha or whatever,
right.
And so you can kind of hear
the influence,
the influence in it, and it's like, oh my god, that's still awesome. That's really good.
Right. I would listen to it today.
Right.
Patrick, rewatch, recommend, man.
Definitely. I love this movie. I love the setting of this movie. I love the accents in this movie.
You love your family ties to the movie?
I love my uncle being boxed out there because, I recently took up boxing, so I'm trying to learn it a little bit.
Right.
And so, like...
Ask his teacher, maybe.
You just gotta
go find his teacher.
You gotta go over there and bust in and be like, hey...
Function revenge, 60-year-old
Patrick
teacher.
Function is here to revenge my uncle
I'm here
from 30 years ago.
Julie, let's rewatch and recommend this one. What do you think?
For sure.
You're going to rewatch
Without a doubt.
You're going to recommend it?
Period.
I'm on board.
Yep.
I will rewatch this one as soon as I get a chance, and I will recommend it to one and all. Don't got to be a music lover or appreciator, I suppose. It's got it all, as Adam said. Family struggle. It's got great music. It's got loving bonds. It's got high school struggles. It's got it all.
There's also, so you watch Sing Street, and then when you type in Sing into the search in Netflix, another movie's going to pop up called Sing, It's an animated movie with animals singing in like American Idol contests.
Ignore it.
Highly recommend that one as well.
Did you watch that on accident?
Yeah, no, me and Jenna watched that one.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know. I love like those little kid Pixar movies. I think they're hilarious.
We bring them on the cast.
They have this one like pig, like German pig playing. He's like, "Oh yeah, time to dance. All right."
Was his name Bratwurst or something like that?
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Oh, nice.
It made the whole movie. I was laughing the whole time.
All right, you're laughing the whole time, but can you laugh us down the liquor store aisle?
Ah, what a segue!
Look at that segue. Hey, I've
made
done this,
no sense, but it flowed,
and that's what matters.
Oh man, did I write anything down? No, I did not. So I'm gonna make this up.
Do it.
This is just fantastic movie. There's a drink I drink once a year at Christmas. That's Macallan 21. I only give that out for the highest caliber of movies because it's for the highest caliber of times. So Macallan 21, just a lot of ice in a glass.
A delicious beverage.
Served straight.
Got it.
Get drunk, ladies. Santa's coming.
Oh.
Patrick. I don't know what that means, but it came out dirtier than I anticipated.
Patrick, bring us down liquor store aisle, man.
Man, I struggled so hard with picking a drink for this because, we got Clan McGregor. We have Conor McGregor.
What?
And, Conor McGregor just beat up on Holy Mayweather.
Although Clan McGregor's a Scotch. So
yeah,
okay.
I know, but, McGregor kind of.
Sure.
Then I had Jameson because I love whiskey. But, you can't go wrong with the cold Guinness. So I just had to give it my staple drink. Anytime I go to a bar, if they don't have Guinness, it's automatic. I want to leave. And so I just gave it a Guinness. Nice cold, ice cold Guinness.
There you go. Julie, do you got this one? Can you bring us on liquor store aisle? You're at Lick Go. You're looking down the aisle. You're like, man, this movie's so great. What's great to get off the shelf?
It was such a warm and fuzzy movie for me. I mean, I was crying at the end.
I was bawling my eyes out.
I'm gonna go with like a Bailey's.
Okay.
Because it just makes you feel so warm and cozy. And
Bailey's Irish Cream.
Yeah, of course.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just like this movie, it made you warm inside.
Yep.
It made tears well up in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I will have a Bushmills whiskey. Now, this is... Bushmills is like I rarely drink. I rarely get a chance to drink it. But and something like this is, I will go ahead and say, as I did before, my favorite one we've watched for the cast. Bushmills is something I rarely get to drink, and it's just dynamite every time I have it. I don't buy it regularly, and I haven't seen a movie like this regularly. This really rocked
Dude,
me.
it's so good. Because this is the last movie. I watched all three of them today.
Okay.
Before I came over, and you guys were like, "Hey, come on over. We're all hanging out." And I'm like. So I was like watching it.
You sent a picture. You were just towards the end.
I was like, oh, this is so good, but I gotta go. But I can't. I could
Right.
not pull away. I was
Right.
standing up towards the end watching it because
Yeah.
I was like trying to do as much as possible, like without, but not taking my eye off the screen.
Sure.
Like I watched it like a chameleon.
Yeah.
But it was really good.
It was so good. So I got Bushmills written down, and it's an Irish whiskey, but it's just so good. This movie's so good, and it's rare. I don't have it a lot, and I don't see movies this good a lot. So that's what I got.
I've never had Bushmills.
It's good.
Do you drink it with ginger?
No, just a lot of ice.
Just a lot of ice.
Yeah,
straight up.
Yeah, straight up the gut, as we say here on the podcast, starting now.
We say that in our other BF3 podcast.
Our other podcast.
We also have a Battlefield podcast. Speaking of which, this podcast is brought to you by Battlefield.
Battlefield 3.
And brought to you by PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3.
Last one up. Guys, this is The Nightmare Before Christmas. This was the Christmas pick, Adam. And you said last week it's tough to kind of pull a Christmas one out of Netflix. They don't have a lot of selection just yet because, spoiler alert, we record these just a little before the Christmas season.
Well, we record these on Russian Thanksgiving.
Indeed. If you could do the calendar translation.
Yeah. No, so I picked this one. Last time I seen this one, I was probably like 7.
Okay, so you watched it in the past?
Yes.
Okay. So you were about 7 when you watched it. Patrick, did you watch The Nightmare Before Christmas as a child or not?
I've seen this probably once a year for the last 28 years I've been on this
so
planet.
you're there. Julie, did I ask you, did you watch this one?
In all my 30 years, I have never watched this movie.
30 years?
I don't look
You've
it
been
right.
watching movies since birth?
Yes, of course.
Well, I haven't either. So this side of the table is on the 30 years not
Sans.
seen. Yeah, Sans Nightmare Before Christmas.
Wait, you didn't watch it?
I've never seen it. I watched it for the podcast yesterday.
Like you robbed it?
No, I didn't rob it.
I robbed it.
You robbed it.
Julie robbed this one, so we're gonna be use her as our test subject, our audience subject. Let's go. Jack Skellington, king of Halloween Town, discovers Christmas Town, but his attempts to bring Christmas to his home cause confusion. 8.0 IMDb. This is an animated family fantasy film. 76-minute runtime. I do remember it was pretty short.
And
We could just keep going.
Sorry.
Roll the trailer.
Thanks.
Welcome to an extraordinary world filled with magic and wonder. Open your mind and let yourself go to a place where every day is Halloween and every night Jack Skellington
I am the Pumpkin King!
dreams of something different.
What is this? It's someplace new.
That's Paul F. Tompkins, right?
I wish. That would have made it so much
He's
better.
in here somewhere.
I don't know.
What's this?
Is he?
What's this?
Yeah.
Because I was looking through the credits.
There's white things in the air. What's this? I can't believe my eyes. I must be dreaming. Wake up, Jack. This isn't fair. What is this?
Haven't you heard of peace on earth and goodwill toward men?
No!
Touchstone Pictures presents the enchanting story of two very special dreamers and the holiday spirit that brought them together. From the imagination of Tim Burton comes The Nightmare Before Christmas.
And what did Santa bring you, honey?
Head in a box.
Nice. So it's got that feel. I mean, this one, of course, is what was this one? 1993. So I was probably busy watching Jurassic Park and yeah. So very different film. I mean, the stop motion.
Just imagine 6-year-old Dale at Christmas time. Dale, you want to watch Nightmare Before Christmas? No, Jurassic Park.
Where's my whatever. But anyway, it was
There you go.
Turn the volume down real low. Just subtly through the rest of the cast.
But all right, so
Santa's coming, Dale.
Don't care.
Don't care. Turn on Jurassic Park.
Want to see Raptors?
Give me Raptors. Clever girl. So Adam, you picked this one for a Christmas one, but it's definitely got it's kind of like got a Grinch Stole Christmas type of feel to it a little bit.
Yes.
Talk to me. You're 29-year-old Adam.
That's true.
You watched it when you were 7.
Yes.
So what is the difference between the 7-year-old Adam and the current day Adam?
Well, there's a lot of differences.
Okay.
I have facial hair now.
Sure.
I don't know how that affects my movie watching ability, but it clearly did. Something happened because
good, bad.
When I was a
good
kid,
or bad?
When I was a kid, I remember liking this movie. I watch it now, and I'm like, I would never show this to my kids. Like, I wasn't a fan.
Right.
On 29-year-old Adam disagrees with 7-year-old Adam.
Sure.
On a myriad of things, including this film.
Okay.
So it just wasn't. It's
a different podcast.
Yeah, we're not going to bring that up now. But I do want to unpack that later.
No, I mean it was it's claymation, so that was kind of a
stop motion animation.
Stop motion, so that's a big part of the movie.
Very cool. I mean, when's something recent you've watched stop motion?
Elf.
Elf had a little stop motion in it. You're right. Good callback, Julie. God dang,
professional
podcast machine. No, but you're right. That makes this film pretty unique, especially revisiting it now. Didn't happen quite a bit, but I mean, did that hold up, or do you appreciate it more as present day Adam, or do you just thought it was lame now?
Well, I appreciated the work that it takes for that because it's very tedious. It takes a lot, but it was just so creepy, and I didn't and they're trying to make it creepy, and I don't think it's meant for children, and I just don't think that was. I don't know. I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, I don't
know how to put it into words beyond that. Really,
sure. I'm kind of on board with you. Julie, you never watched... Well, you know what? Hang on. I'm going to stop. I'm going to go to Patrick before I go to you, Julie. Nightmare Before Christmas, you watch this one every year. You've been watching for, 16 years, however old you are. I don't know.
16 and a half.
16 and a half. So you've been watching this one like crazy.
I wouldn't say I've been watching it for Christmas, though.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like a Halloween movie, because it opens up. It's
Halloween Town.
It's Halloween Town. I don't want to classify this as like a action movie, a horror movie. It's kind of like a musical, because there's singing throughout the song.
Oh, the whole time it's singing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I know it opens up with, the song is called This Is Halloween, This Is Halloween, blah,
sure.
blah, blah. So I don't want to not call it a Christmas music, but I can't not call it a Halloween movie. You know, so it's kind of like if it was like Russian Thanksgiving, I definitely would watch this movie, because it's like halfway in between the two of them.
Right.
So it's kind of like right there. But going off of what you guys said, like with the stop motion, I know it took for every 1 second of film,
of visual, what we see, produced film,
there was 12 stop motion actions that had to be made. So
for every 10 seconds?
For every 1 second.
1 second was 12 moves.
Yeah, so
wow.
that's why this movie took a group of 100 people and 3 years to complete.
Wow.
So I know there's a bunch of fun stuff behind this movie, because at some point somebody wanted to make, when Oogie Boogie, the boogeyman,
sure,
they were going to make it like Dr. Frankenstein in a costume.
Right.
Tim Burton literally kicked a hole in a wall. He was so upset with somebody like saying that. So there's a lot that's going behind this movie.
Right.
So I'm really, really excited for like the 25th anniversary or the 50th anniversary when they release like all the special features for it. So
okay.
Why was he so upset about that?
Because you're ripping off of Frank's, like something that exists already?
No, just because it's so stupid.
Oh, okay.
It's so like...
What was he now? Just like an angry pillowcase, really, is what he was. Right?
Yeah, I know. It wasn't. I mean, it's not like you're replacing with something cutting edge. I mean,
yeah, Frankenstein was already.
There's a lot of intricacies behind this movie that I don't have time to get into, but there are your notes back.
We got a couple terabytes worth of info. You can just keep chatting. This is all audio. No,
I'm gonna take these notes.
Don't reach for the notes. So then, tell you what, as present day Patrick, is it holding up for you? Is it mandatory? You got to watch. You got to drag yourself through it, or you appreciate it every time you watch it?
I watch this, like I said, when it's my job to watch this, it's not as enjoyable as it is when I'm just leisurely watching it.
Okay.
Because like when I was watching this, like, all right, well now I need to dive into the notes. I got to dive into the IMDb, because that stuff like takes a toll on you as you're watching a movie.
Right.
It's like, this is your mind frame. But when I'm just like, it's
chillax.
Russian Thanksgiving. Here I go.
Is that the word you're looking for? Chillaxed?
A Netflix and chillax.
It was
that works.
It was a working watch, not a chillax watch.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was more. I didn't enjoy it as much as I normally do, but I still enjoyed it.
So it's a healthy meh for you, kind of what you're saying.
If I'm watching it for the NetX, it's hey, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Versus, hell yeah, let's watch it right now.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on board. This one was like both what Adam said and Patrick said. It's a healthy meh. You know, it's not terrible by any means, but I just don't. I mean, this is just not my thing. In fact, I was watching it on the iPad, and I went, I'll just set this on the desk, and I'll do something else, because it wasn't dragging me in. The music was great. The color was great. Visually gorgeous. Stop motion is super, super tough to make, and you have to, hat tip to everybody who did any work on this thing. It's a fantastic, it's a work of art. We'll be honest. I mean, that's what it is. It was really cool. I mentioned the color. It was all black and white throughout the beginning, grayscale, until Jack Skellington goes into the woods and sees like, man, what is this? And then color starts appearing in the film. So that's pretty interesting too. So it goes from grayscale into color, and it adds a whole bunch more kind of emotion visually to what we're seeing. And it can make things scarier, it can make things brighter, more beautiful, or not. So it's the color being reintroduced, or I guess introduced originally, is something that really struck me. Another thing is, I didn't know this was a musical. I didn't watch this one when I was 7, Adam, and this is the first time watching. I didn't know this is a musical piece. It's something too where you kind of watch these old Disney films. This isn't a Disney film, of course, but you like watch like an Aladdin, and you're like, holy smokes! They sang so much for this dumb movie. Like they sing all the time. Like all these, like, oh, let's watch Little Mermaid, a great tale of. But dude, they're never not singing.
Part of your world.
I will. Don't you dare close your eyes. Oh. Are we going in then?
Have you ever seen the sunset? Wait, how's it go? From a moon? From some kind of moon?
Just let them figure it out. Just let 'em
From
know.
a blue forest moon? From a blue moon.
I will
Pocahontas
show
is drunk.
you the world. Sadness,
Back to
doing
Aladdin.
crack rock and that's
Back
not
to
good.
region Aladdin.
But anyway, so they're singing like the region Aladdin. So they're singing all the time, and it's good music. It's visually good. Story didn't keep me a little too spooky. Julie, we're talking. We're going on. We're kind of Christmassy. Do you think you're gonna watch this one? I mean, you haven't watched it 30 years. Are you gonna start? Are you gonna bring it off the shelf or what?
Honestly, I've had no desire to watch it in my 30 years, and I really don't know if
You're going to start.
If I'm going to start. I think I'm just going to leave it up on the shelf and let it collect dust.
There you go.
There you go.
Heard it here from the audience.
But quick, what else did Tim Burton do? He did something else that was pretty...
He did 9, Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, yes, Edward
Tons of stuff.
He likes Johnny Depp, and he likes the...
he always does spooky stuff, though, right?
Off the wall.
Odd, bizarre type.
It's I don't want to sound like a pretentious asshole, but like what he does.
Language.
Sorry,
you just sound like a regular asshole. It's fine.
Perfect. It's just like you give it like that 5-year gap, and then it's good because
so he's ahead of his time.
I don't want to call it ahead of his time. It just needs to mature.
Have you seen any of the Harry Potter films?
Like the first one.
Well, there's a chick in Harry Potter that he's married to,
Mhm.
and when you realize that, you kind of get a little insight into this guy. But he's kind of a kooky, weird guy.
Yeah, he's definitely. Yeah. All right, Patrick. Let's just, unless there's anything you got to add, let's go to rewatch or recommend.
I'll pick it up next year.
Okay.
No, so rewatch, recommend. I'm definitely going to rewatch this.
Sure.
You do it every year.
Mandatory.
I do it every year. But like recommending it, it's not like it's not something you're just going to recommend to everybody.
Sure.
It's that special type of person who kind of wants like that creepy holiday. It's a very special cocktail to be handing out.
Sure.
So,
It's not for everybody.
Correct.
Okay. Adam, rewatch, recommend, man. There was a 23-year gap.
Yeah, and it could have been longer. I don't think I'm gonna rewatch it.
Yeah.
Ever again.
You're not going to make it part of your holiday
Not in another
docket?
23 years.
Not another 23 years, and I don't think I'd show this to my kids, future kids.
Right.
I think it's I've seen it. I know what it's about.
Yeah.
I can move on.
Right.
I won't, if anyone makes a reference to that movie, I'll understand what they're coming from, and that's good enough for me.
Sure.
So
yeah, I'm on board, man. I don't think this had weight when I was younger when this came out, and it doesn't now. Like I can't really get behind it, and it's cool. I respect it. It is a movie.
Very true. I totally respect it. It's
just don't. For me personally, I don't know where you need to be. As Patrick said, it needs to be a certain person who just wants to take away this, whatever this movie gives you. Like
so I'm the weird guy at the table. Is that what you're telling me?
You're always
Fine,
the weird
that's
guy.
fine.
At the table. That's just part
What
of
are
the
you
deal.
gonna do? Pride and parcel.
So, well, tell you what. Let's bring this one down liquor store aisle if we could. Adam, I'm going to slide it on back to you. What do you got?
I didn't write anything down again, so
Okay.
this is one of Adam's classic ad lib.
Here we go. I'm excited.
So it's got a Halloween vibe. It's got
Sure.
a Christmas vibe. It's got a lot of singing going on. What?
I'm hiding my notes because I want to hear what you're going to say.
Okay, so you got to get. So it's like someone with it's like a pumpkin eggnog, I guess.
Did you look at my
No,
notes?
I didn't look at your notes.
I have orange eggnog written down. It's eggnog.
Well, I'm pumpkin eggnog.
Well, it's orange because of the pumpkin.
Well,
Unbelievable.
I just made that up, and that was your first choice.
And in no way could you read what I wrote down.
Let me see it. Let me see it.
It says, go ahead, read on the very bottom of the page. Drink. It says right there.
Drank. First of all, you read drank. You have the right drink.
Well,
Orange egg wog.
Yep.
Can't often drink. That's true. It is a holiday. When do Christmas and Halloween ever come together?
Bingo bango.
Bingo bango. Nice drink review. Well done, Rusty.
Patrick, bring us down liquor store aisle and avoid the eggnog aisle if you could.
Well, I can't avoid the eggnog aisle, but what I did do was purposely leave my notes blank.
Right.
So what I had was eggnog, but I had tequila in it.
Oof.
With the worm at the bottom of the eggnog.
Oh.
So that's what it was.
That's
like
terrifying.
You're not going out.
It's terrifying, just like the movie is.
That's good. That's
so you're
good.
not going out of your way to drink it, but when you get to the bottom, you're like, whoop! I'll have it next year.
Wow. There it is. I mean, let's get off the fence, guys. We got movie of the week. Julie, send it over to you, gal. Movie of the week.
Sing Street.
Sing Street. Patrick.
It's got to be Sing Street.
Adam.
Sing Street for sure.
I am on board.
Good job, John Palak.
Nice work,
Thank
John.
you, John.
Thanks, John.
You're the best, John.
We love you, John.
Stop attacking me in Warlight, John.
Ooh. Guys, that's it. We're the Netflix Explorers, and we're so happy Julie's here. Julie, thanks for being on the Netflix Explorers podcast, my love.
Thanks for the invite.
You're always welcome. Now we're on Netflix. We're on Netflix all the time, but we're on Facebook. We're the Netflix Explorers on Facebook. If you want to become a friend, Adam kind of runs that page. Reach out to him, send him a message, be our friend. Tell us what you want to watch, what's coming up, and stuff like that. We want to tap in to what you guys want. We're on Twitter, too. We're at TheNetX. That is the N-E-T-E-X on Twitter. I've been trying to hound people on there, trying to snag some retweets and like just infiltrate Russian hacker style. Like that's
Macedonian.
That's what I'm doing.
Dale.
That's what I'm doing, man. So, but also, of course, we're on iTunes. Subscribe, leave us a rating if you could. Just real quick, honestly, it takes 12 seconds to leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes, and that helps us get seen. We're only growing and growing. We want to give a shout out to our Ohio listeners all of a sudden, and London listeners. Hey, man, across the pond, UK. Go visit Sing Street. I know it's just 30 miles north of it.
Damn it.
Yeah, in the movie they're trying to go to London.
You didn't say the magic word.
So anyway, check us out on all those platforms, guys, if you could. And head over to 1890studios.com. That's the 1890 Studios. And Patrick's got some junk up there. He's the webmaster extraordinaire. So he's got some stuff at the 1890studios.com. So check it out. I just want to say thanks to Adam sitting across, as always. Thanks for being on the Netflix Explorers podcast.
Thanks, man. Hope you like the docket.
Docket Master dominates again.
If you notice, we have a kind of a theme going for our Christmas movies in the month of December.
Yes.
We had Gremlins and Nightmare Before Christmas. So, we're bringing
what do we got next week?
We're bringing the holiday cheer in a different light, I'd say.
What do we got next week?
Bad Santa.
Okay.
So we're not really spreading the holiday cheer yet.
Drive that point home.
Yeah.
Patrick, thanks so much for being on the Netflix Explorers podcast.
I'm happy to be here.
Awesome, guys. Well, hey, we're going to be back next week, and we're going to be rocking and rolling. So we're going to go ahead and say see you next time, and adios. Arrivederci.
The iPad's about to die. Thank God.
That's what I do, save lives. And wipe asses.
Boom.